Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and it's getting to be that time of year, and you want to hang your flags and everything on your Jeep, but you don't have a flagpole holder yet. So I'm going to show you how to make one with some tubing, just some 1.5 inch, 1/8 wall ERW tubing, and some 2-inch square. They'll slide right into your receiver. We're going to take a handful of parts that we get from any Lowe's or Home Depot. It'll be your great first project with your welder. So let's dive in. Now we'll just get this eyeballed in. That's the nice thing about this project. You get to do some fabricating and it doesn't have to be very precise. Now you can evaluate if your line looks good. Alright, so we're on the radius here. We're on the radius on this side. So I think we'll go with it. Alright, so you gotta have some way to hold the flags in, so we have these little hand knobs at Lowe's. We gotta drill a hole in it. Then we're going to weld some nuts on the tube to hold this. So these are 5/16. We're going to drill a clearance hole in here. Then I'll show you how we weld the nuts on. So the easiest way to lay out these holes, just so you can make sure you're somewhat in the center. Whatever diameter this is, find something that's half its size. This table we built, and it's just got a bunch of 1/2 inch holes drilled in it for the clamps that we make those too. So I'm just going to take a Sharpie and make a line halfway up. And I'm going to come down 1 inch from both directions. Now you will need a set of drill bits. I use these rock mount bits. You know, we're sponsored by Rock Mount, so, and I'm just going to come down here and it shows where the 5/16 is. I'm going to go up 1/32. To get the nuts in there, we're just going to use these flange nuts versus a regular nut. What we're going to do is we're just going to put a regular nut inside of it. And I didn't go deeper than 1 inch. That way I can still get my fingers up in there. Little trick just to hold the nut in place. And when you're done, you're going to weld the top nut on, not the bottom. I always try to get a piece of scrap. And my first welds, dial it in off the material. I roughly know where it's going to be. And I really don't weld anything without a respirator. You're going to have to do you on this. So what you want to do is you want to weld the tube, get the pull going on the tube, and then come up to the nut. If you start right on the nut, you'll blow right through it. Alright, so the more you build, the more scrap you create. So you just need something around the thickness of your tube that you can just put your hole saw in, and the drill bit will give you your drain. The slug will weld onto the bottom of the tube. Okay, to set this up, I'm just going to use a couple pieces of tube I had. And we're going to make the holes face to one side. Okay, so we're going to put this gusset in here, so don't tack it here in the center. And we'll just eyeball the bolts to the one side so you can just easily access them, and we'll get this thing tacked in. I'm fairly happy with those, but that one on the back is a piece of crap. We're going to grind that out and redo it. Now, I don't like that weld, so when you buy like these 90-degree grinders, they come with these hard wheels. I'm going to go in here and gouge that up and put a new bead over the top of it. So I just gouged it out. And if you don't think you'll ever make a bad weld, well, you're going to. So I found these 3M brushes, and they're abrasive. They work great for cleaning up. Just gotta make sure your fingers don't get caught in it. A quick coat of steel it, and let's see how it works. And then we're using a bolt lock pin. And you just gotta push it on. Okay, so you can use just about anything for a flagpole, especially if you're moving. If not, just use a store-bought one. Alright, so that was just a basic little flag holder. It'll go into a 2-inch receiver made for a 1-inch pole. It's a great first off for your new equipment. You just bought a welder and some tools. You're trying to figure out what to build. You don't have to be very accurate with it. You can really be off a mile and it still works great. I'll leave a lot of this stuff in the description of the handles and everything I bought. But as always, you know, we support the trades. We need more people doing things with their hands in this country. So whenever you can, try to support them. Check out some of the other videos that pop up here on the channel. And I'll see you in one of those. Been another edition of Jeepingmo.